And I had planned to do this whole uh, scheduled live stream, stream it on Restream over on YouTube, and do this whole thing and have more of an official setup. But I then got this lovely flu cold thing and needed to completely just shut my week down more or less. And I didn't schedule anything. So today when I woke up, I was like, okay, perfect. Thank you, Marilyn. And so good to see you here. I woke up this morning and intuitively checked in with myself, and I was like, yes, I do want to go live today. So I decided to go live here on Substack. So welcome if you happen to join me live or see this on Substack, and this will be over on YouTube later. I am here today to pull some cards for the spring ahead. So we are officially in March. Happy March, my friends. Uh, Collectively, we are continuing to ramp up the uh, alarming, awful, terrible, terror-filled things that are happening in our collective right now. And if you know me, you know I am a person who stands for justice for all beings. I believe in no violence. I am not excited to see us potentially be on the verge of more war, since it has been so declared. And I know that we are capable of being in peace and communion with one another. And I am here to fight for a world where we can really live in that. So I have no idea what's coming down the pike exactly. None of us do. But the astrology and the collective vibes, as you will, and in many cases, the cards are giving us some warnings to pay attention to. And I am not here to help build fear. I am here to help build hope and resilience and strength in standing together. So I'm here today to ask the cards for some messages for us collectively as we move into spring so that we as individuals can feel empowered in moving forward in the state we collectively find ourselves in. So just in case you don't know me, I'm Safrianna Luna, the Queer Spirit Guide. I am a licensed trauma therapist. I am also a transformational mentor, author, speaker, CEO, podcast host, and content creator. And I am a druid, priestess of Brigid. I have been practicing with the Wheel of the Year and the druidic arts since I was 18 years old. So we're going on 20 years now of practice. I've been a priestess now for 7. And this year, the 7th year of being a priestess, was the first year that I fully stepped into owning that publicly and moving into sharing my gifts in that way, though I have been doing Wheel of the Year rituals and moon ceremonies and whatnot for so much longer. And I love the gift of cards to just give us messages that we can't otherwise receive without the gift of symbolism. So we're going to be pulling some cards today from the DruidCraft Tarot to start. And then we're going to go into some oracle decks and get some finer tuned messages. So I am just going to tune into myself here. I invite you to anchor along if that feels good for you to do so. Just taking a nice, deep, cleansing breath and feeling yourself in your body in this moment. And maybe even noticing your relationship to the earth right now, to the seasons outside. I had a absolutely delightful experience this morning. I went outside to stand on the porch and get some sunlight now that it is starting to warm up. And I found this, I don't know if they have a specific name, but a group of blue jays, a little crew of blue jays were flying back and forth between several sets of trees. And I looked around at the buds beginning to maybe look like they're starting to form on some of the trees. And I just felt, oh, spring is really almost here. And so as we tune into this moment in time, we're going to ask the cards to give us a little bit of guidance. on what's ahead. And I'm going to be intuitively asking the questions as well. So my first question is just, what is the theme of this spring ahead? So spring 2026, this particular season we find ourselves in. All right. Oh boy. Oh boy, friends. The 10 of Swords. And this looks bad. Doesn't feel great. But the 10 of Swords here is really a message that the way things have been are dying. The way that we have lived our lives is fading. This is true. There is no getting around this. We have been through many collective shifts and awakenings at this point, and as things continue to escalate in the world, we are having this big wake-up call. And the thing about the 10 of Swords is when it's dead, and that means something new can be reborn in its place. If you've been paying attention to the astrology is pretty significant at this point in time. We are seeing these major themes of upheaval and potentially civil war and all kinds of stuff that can be very alarming. And I invite everybody to stand in their power and to remember that when something fades, it is making room for something new. You know, this card is not a card of literal death. None of the cards technically are cards of literal death. But the 10 of Swords is really this, it can be a feeling of betrayal. It can be this, why is life looking like this right now? I mean, I feel pretty betrayed by my quote unquote country right now. It can indicate unmerited hatred. And I think collectively we see unmerited hatred happening right now. We see neighbors being pitted against neighbors. We see people, I mean, this is not a new story in the United States, but we continue to see people pitted against one another and just chaos sown and division wrought. And this death means something new can be built in its place. So I hope we can celebrate. I know this is a very alarming message, but I hope that we can celebrate that it really is to welcome in something new. So that is the biggest theme here as we enter spring, is death preceding something new. Can we get a message about what that something new is? Can we receive that? Okay, bam, came right out, the Ace of Wands. And how perfect, moving from a 10, an end, back to a beginning. And the Ace of Wands, you can see this beautiful solar energy here, this deer, stag standing at the edge of this cliff, the leaves, the growth. This is absolutely a card of spring energy when I look at it. So the message here is that we have the infinite possibility to create something new. The wands, our spirit, the fire within us. This is really, I think, exactly the hope that we do need. So thank you, universe. This is a card of conception. It is a card of birth. It is creative, brimming potential, initiation, and taking initiative. So the invitation is, as you allow the old to crumble, as you allow the die off to happen in your life and collectively, whatever comes, we need to return to this beautiful conception that is happening within us, that in the season of spring quickens into new growth. So there can be anything from here, anything that you can dream up. So the invitation is to really lean on those dreams, to really be open to what you would like to give birth to in the seasons to come. And I think that's very appropriate for spring. All right. I want to pull at least one more tarot here. So collectively in spring, how can we help the best, highest timelines occur for humanity, for ourselves? So both at the individual, highest unconditional love, compassion level, and also collectively as we go through these times of turmoil, what energy Interesting. The Four of Swords reversed. You can see when he's upright, he's kind of contemplating. He's got a sword in his lap. He's got swords off to the side. And what's interesting about the swords there in particular is that it's almost a reversed Awen. So the Awen symbol in Druidry is 3 dots and 3 rays. The dots are on the top. So when it's reversed, you can actually see that the hilts almost make the 3 dots, and the sword blades themselves make the 3 rays of the Awen. So when this is reversed, I actually see an entirely different message here, that as this contemplation is happening, turning away from what was, there is this ray of inspiration lighting the way. This Awen, the creative energy in Druidry. So in reversed, this card has to do with a period of isolation coming to an end. Actually, more community building, more opportunities to advance, to grow. And this card actually suggests that if we are going through difficulties, those times are coming to an end, that we can emerge successfully from them. So there really is this beautiful opportunity with this card to just contemplate what we want, to lean into the rays of inspiration as they come, and to believe that we can be successful through the journey. And I think that that's really believing we can be successful through the journey. I have been personally drawing a lot of cards in my deck I'm using this year, which is the Mermaid Tarot. And I've been getting this message again and again and again and again and again that I really need to lean into faith and release doubt, because doubt is this thing that holds us back. It keeps us small. And so this is really, really telling us to be brave and believe that we will be successful. All right. Thank you, Tarot. So now I'm going to shift gears here and pull from several other decks that spoke to me. Whenever I'm going to do a live reading, I always ask which decks want to be involved, and it's like they almost energetically leap out at me. So who wants to go next? All right, you. So this is a sacred geometry activation for us for spring. This is a suggested energy for us to work with. And this is from the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle by Lan. And I love this one. This is one that I actually talk to one of my guides who communicates in sacred geometry through. So, what activation is available for us this spring? Beautiful. The Heart Chakra. So, you can just behold this beautiful lime green radiant light, this emerald, all of these beautiful deep forest green hues, all collecting in points of light. So, this spring brings us an opportunity to more highly activate our heart chakras, to deepen our relationship to unconditional love, to love for all, to love for nature. And of course, with the color green, it being spring, the time of new growth, you can symbolically work with that as well. And the message here is the frequency of the heart chakra, the green flower of life, supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and body. So, yes, this other layer of healing being possible. I personally am really working on my physical health at this time. This is an invitation to allow our self love to radiate outward and support the nourishment of our bodies. I am in a little mini course right now with Samia Phoenix of Dragoness Rising called Nourished You. And we have been talking all about what nourishment means. And I see that in this card as well, how we love ourselves and we support ourselves and we give to ourselves. There is that invitation to activate that within us and within the heart chakra as well. The next cards I'm going to pull, and I'm going to just tune in here. I'm getting two 2 Keepers of the Light. So this is Keepers of the Light by Kyle Gray. If you would like a special helper, a cosmic guide, an ascended master, an energy to work with over the course of spring, these are guides that are stepping forward to collectively support this time, both collectively and individually. Let's see who wants to support. I swear the synchronicities just line up. I almost feel like I need to tab away and go check something, but I don't want to stop reading here. I swear these just came up though. So we have Lord Shiva, Transcendence. Like these I swear these might have come up either in a recent call or literally at the Monday morning vibe check because I've seen these faces all too recently. Uh, so they're very much here. That just affirms to me they're like, yes, we're needed right now. So Lord Shiva, Transcendence. There is so much invitation in this card alone, just in the symbolism of this card alone. But there is an invitation to work with the energy of Lord Shiva in your own work if you would like. The message is rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. So, rising up and honoring your inner force, one of the main energies that has been consistently coming up again and again and again in every reading I have done recently, every call I have been on recently, has been the need to really, truly step into who you came here to be and to transcend not above your humanity, to land ever more deeply in your humanity, but in terms of being embodied in who you came here to be above the human noise, the nonsense, the chaos, the made up rules, the patriarchal standards, to get above that, to ascend or transcend above that. And spoiler alert, the next guide is Serapis Bay, who is the Ascension card. But for now, sticking with Lord Shiva here, this is really an invitation for us to listen at this point in time for the messages that are being given. Listen for the messages that are being given. The universe is trying to give you the signs, the steps, so that you can dance with it. So you are being invited to actually rise above the human limitations that tell you, oh, I can't follow that. I can't listen to that. I can't do that. And to just do the darn thing. Rise up. Honor your inner force and who you came here to be and do it. So back to Serapis Bay. And I know he came out very recently as well. So the message here is to move into your true self. Like I was just saying, this has been coming up again and again and again. Move into your true self. Who did you come here to be? To rise above the darkness because the light is here. That goes back to transcendence as well. To rise up. So sure, these are our helpers, but these are also very much reminders of what energy to be in this spring. As you face the season ahead, as we move towards summer, this is the time of emergence. This is the time of slow growth that moves into rapid growth. This is the time of sowing the seeds, making the plans before you sow the seeds. So we want to really be honoring of who we came here to be as we're making those plans so that you can move forward with confidence and more faith that you're actually following your heart. And last but not least, a special deck I almost never pull from live because I have to read from the book. And it is so not numbered. So bear with me. This is an incredible deck that I found in Sedona, Arizona, Earth Alchemy Oracle. And what is so cool about this by Katie Jane Wright is that she channeled all of the messages from the entities that are within, which are mostly crystals and plants and some energy. And this is just an invitation for what to deeply nourish ourselves with this spring. Beautiful. We are being invited to nourish ourselves with the diamond ray. You can literally see I have written the page number that it is on in the book with permanent marker on the card. The diamond ray, your diamond light body, high frequency activations, and planetary grid work. Ooh, love planetary grid work at this time. And here's what I want to say about planetary grid work. Wherever you are, you can be connected to the earth. Wherever you are connected to the earth. You're connected to the earth by nature of being here. You don't have to go to a quote unquote special place or a vortex to be deeply connected to the earth. In fact, that is, our indigenous wisdom keepers, our natives to various lands that have nurtured and tended and been in communion with lands over the course of history have done the planetary grid work. They have made those places ever more sacred by that reciprocal exchange of energy. This is what we're here to do. We're here to be in a beautiful communion-like relationship with the planet. And so we are invited to do our own planetary grid work, to offer our own energy to the land and receive that energy back in reciprocity. That's the way that humanity moves forward, right? Going back to the collective. This is collective work. I love that you can see we have the planet behind the diamond ray, and this energy is us flowing our consciousness towards love, towards peace, towards harmony. So this activation, this how we nourish ourselves, I'm going to read the message that she channeled in the book. This is a focus card, here to suggest that you sit with the diamond ray and move it through your body to heal yourself and the land. Its light extends outside of you and your heart to the earth's grids, where it will be received in love. So you can see that connection with the Heart Chakra card already. Just as the many facets of a diamond contribute to its strength and beauty, you are asked to focus on the many facets of your soul and the strength and beauty within you. I feel like this goes with both Serapis Bay and Lord Shiva, confirming that. The diamond ray is a high vibrational energy that can cleanse and purify parts of the soul while instantaneously lifting you up in love as you cleanse yourself of any negative thought patterns, conditioning, and programming received through past lives. The diamond ray is the pure and clear light of source and exists through all planes and dimensions of reality. It is present within all rays to a certain degree. It emanates three expressions of itself: black, its polar counterpart, which holds space within the void, where formation begins; gold, the masculine manifest of the divine, which holds the space and provides the fundamental matter for creation; and silver, the feminine manifest of the divine, which enriches and activates what is created. Each of these examinations are a strong ray to work with in themselves with different qualities. And then there's an invocation for the diamond ray. I am centered in the diamond ray of light. The diamond ray of light is anchored within the earth. I am the diamond ray and it is me. I am the earth and she is me. Together we stand, united are we. You send pulses and waves of love out through you, connecting in diamond infinity loops around the planet. Pure love is circulating and flowing. It is this love that heals all. Take a few moments to be in this vision, to feel the light pulsing through and out of you, feeling that connection to the earth and her core. So since this is the last card I'm pulling today, let's do just that and take a moment to just be here now, once again, just as we started, tuning into our bodies and feeling the pulse of our breath, of our hearts, and imagining the pulse of our love reverberating into the earth, and out to all beings of the earth. And may there be peace. May there be peace. May there be peace. So I'll recap our reading here in just a moment. But before I do, I just want to do the little housekeeping reminders here because I need to do them for myself. If this is your first time coming across me and you like what you see, please feel free to like, subscribe, follow, whatever the platform says, because the more of you that I know are supporting this work, the more I feel encouraged to keep doing it. It has been a process of becoming the creator that I am and stepping into this voice. So every bit of encouragement helps. As always, I love your comments and love hearing what lands for you, what doesn't land for you, what is coming up for you as you receive these messages. And of course, last but not least, if you would like to come be in community with me, there are so many fun opportunities coming up. I do have my free Heartbeat community called the Rebel Elements. Heartbeat is an app, website, etc. But it is a private community, and that is something I'd love to invite you to join. If you would like to be in ritual with me, there is a seasonal Shenanigans Wheel of the Year ritual coming up for the spring equinox on Saturday, March 21st. It is $40 for the ritual or $250 to join us through the rest of the year for all remaining rituals. If you have any questions about that, please don't hesitate to ask. And otherwise, you can find all of my details on Safrianna.com. So let's recap these cards. We started with our collective message of the Ten of Swords. Things are dying, they are fading away. This is like an alarming message to receive, but there is also an invitation to remember that as old systems and maybe even societies die, new things come in to take their place. And we are being invited to dream up better and new in the infinite possibilities of the Ace of Wands, infinite creative potential, and the chance to take initiative. And we were given the guidance from the Four of Swords reversed, reading upside down and backwards on my computer screen. And this is the reminder that as we slow down and we look outward, the rays of inspiration are actually here, the Awen through the symbol of the swords reversed here. And that in this, there is room for success. There is actually a positive outcome ahead. The period of seeming isolation and chaos is in its own way coming to an end. The Heart Chakra activation is here for us all in spring, reminding us to be love in the world, to seed more unconditional love, and to heal ourselves, which was also indicated in several of our other cards. Lord Shiva inviting us to transcend, to rise up, to be who we came here to be, and to listen to the steps and the guidance that are being given to us by the universe. Serapis Bay, Ascension, being who we came here to be, rising up above the noise, above the darkness, to be the light that we came here to be. And simply in this case, the light being what we came here to embody, to be out in the world that is visible. And finally, an invitation to work with the diamond ray, to be so blessed by our connection to the planet and to give back to her lovingly, unconditionally, the way that she gives to us. We get to do planetary grid work by pouring into our communities, by pouring into the land, by tending what is ours to tend. And the diamond ray can also be used to heal, going hand in hand with the heart chakra. So these are our messages for the season of spring ahead. Again, acknowledging the pain, the suffering, the turmoil, the chaos that is happening in the world right now. And remembering that if we get overwhelmed by that, if we fail to take care of ourselves, we cannot show up and do what we came here to do. If we give in to the fear, if we give in to continuing the chaos, if we don't stand up for justice, we don't get to be who we came here to be. So I am here to encourage all of us to stand in our power and to empower our siblings, our neighbors, the people and beings around us, to honor one another and offer more unconditional love. And sometimes unconditional love looks like taking a stand and taking action. So, however you are called to action, please do. But do your best to stay safe and know that you are so deeply loved. I see you. I believe in you. And as always, I'm cheering you on. All right, my friends. Until next time, I'm Safrianna Luna. I love you all. Bye for now.